Kenneth Kawuki is my name, and I'm currently the head procurement and administration at PostBank Uganda Limited. Procurement, it's a very big, it's a very broad department that cuts across from admin. Admin has security, physical security. I mean, it has logistics, which we call stores management, and also it has estates, which we call facilities. So that is the admin bit. So the procurement bit is, as it's known, procurement. You procure for the bank, and then with the bank strategy. I should say it has changed for better when it comes to we the professionals, and also with the professionals, and also for the institutions that we serve globally. You realize previously procurement was not at the forefront, but now currently it's been seen as a strategic partner, strategic business partner. Yes, that's one, and that's why you realize currently they've brought procurement into management, which was not the case in the early days. Early days, procurement wasn't in the boardrooms in any way. Yeah, so that's at the strategic level, highly. Procurement has further changed in a way, the way we relate to suppliers has changed. It used to be typically transactional relationship, and then whereby you realize I'm buying, we are off, we're gone. Right now we're focusing on collaborative relationships, which is something that is very good. Now, collaborative is more of we are focusing on long-term relationships, and also it's not more of supply me, I pay you, you go. We are looking at what value are you adding to both parties. So even in a way, suppliers have come in a way that they can even, that relationship, you realize the institutions benefit more than they should have benefited. Because if I come into an institution and into a transaction, and all I know, I'm here for the money, as me as a supplier, I'm here for the money. So it means the client will not get as many benefits as they should have gotten if it wasn't like that. For example, we used to miss out on after-sales services back in the days. They used to feel like because you supply, disappear, you go. But nowadays, there are follow-ups done by the suppliers, and that is continued value addition in my view. Yes, so in the end, we as the buying entities, we are benefiting, and also the business in the long run is benefiting, because we are not here for business of today, we're focused on business of today and tomorrow. Another good change is that we've moved away from just cost, yes, cheaper, the cheapest guy. We are now focusing more on value, yeah? Value, cost in relationship to the value addition. When you bring in something on board, what actually are you bringing, or what value is this item? Then back again to the cost, we're looking at the total cost of ownership of something. I may buy something cheap now, and then tomorrow you realize it's actually more expensive to maintain. Yet if I buy something at a little more cost, you realize that it may be cheaper to maintain, and the cost of ownership, you realize that the other item is cheaper than this, meaning it's giving more value to the business compared to how it should have been for the cheaper options. In case this laptop gets a fault, like maybe in the first 1 year or 2 years, I can either replace it, or I can repair it within the cost I've given you. You realize that benefit is so good to the institution. However, when you look at it from some suppliers' perspective, it may appear to be so expensive in terms of cost. But if you're buying 100 laptops, the truth is you may have 1 or 0 getting an issue. So, and if that one gets an issue, you may have to pay a high cost to replace it, because nowadays, depending on the users you're buying for laptops, some users have more extra high-end laptops compared to others. People who are doing big data analytics use higher, more stronger laptops compared to the others. So when you look at it in that angle, his laptop to replace can be just a repair. So for example, you see people buying screens. The repair of a TV screen is more than half the cost of the TV, something like that, with these some flat screens. We look at it, so if a supplier says, for me, my cost, I'll do that because the guy knows that it is highly unlikely, or he knows that in case it happens, I'll be able to do this. Now, on the other way, it's more of like you've kind of insured your purchases. Yes. Now there's another supplier who will come and tell you, for me, this my cost is this. That is it. When it dies, it's on you. And when it dies, like if you have, God forbid, like 5 of them pieces get issues, you have to realize that you have to go. You put more cost, which might be higher than the one for the other guy who had an extra benefit onto it, and doesn't even cost much. Just add a small penny on the unit cost. You realize it's more. Then you also goes and also insures with his insurer. So when the issues come, he repairs. Then he goes and claims the other side. So as in our environment in Africa, I think we've not yet had. We're just adopting that kind of forward thinking that we need to secure all our processes and all our items for the good of the business, because this business is growing and it's not getting back. It's moving so fast. Yes, and also procurement has largely been digitized in the recent past. It has been digitized, and this has improved on the efficiency, and the TAT has typically improved. And also, when you look at the digital transformation that we've had, you realize you can easily trace back. Now that's another, which brings me, you can easily trace back your transactions in a way, which for me, I think tracing back is one of the elements that driven transparency. So procurement is more transparent now than it was before. One, you use less time, you use less resources, human resources, so which has made us be more competitive in the industry, and also we are able to supply to support our clients, our stakeholders promptly and swiftly. Yeah. So largely, generally that's how procurement has changed. Also, maybe lastly, or one or two, we've had a lot of data-driven decision making. Yes, because of it always speaks to digitization. Because when you digitize items, for example, you have a data warehouse as PostBank. So when you digitize these processes and then the transactions, when you come to procurement, you're taking a decision to support a given business need. So it means the decision you're taking, you're not just buying something just because you have the budget or you have the what. No, it's not just like that. What is happening is that now you buy something in line with what is actually required and good for the business. So we're now doing decisions which are more data-driven, something like that. We are now more sustainable as procurement. We are looking at the impact on the environment. So before you just focus, they're gonna days lowest guy, his price is lower, something like that. But now we are looking at beyond just that, and this is a global thing. And as even us in Uganda and PostBank in particular, we are driving sustainability in procurement. We are looking at the impact onto the society, in that we're not just buying for the case of buying, but we put that other cap of what's the impact onto the other side. Yeah, so to conclude to that, procurement is now not just behind, it's now on the front. Yeah, it's moving forward, and it's forward looking. So I'll tell you, an institution currently can save about over 2 billion in a year as a result of procurement efficiencies. So not many institutions in Uganda, given their budgets, not many wouldn't be excited about saving 2 billion in one financial year. Because to some institutions, that is a financial year budget. So for you, you've saved it, it means you're giving more value to the organization that you're serving. The world is moving, because if you're not efficient now, your clients will leave. Because as procurement, you're not buying for yourself. You're buying for the stakeholders, which you call business units or user departments in this case, which stakeholders are there to serve the business, the customers. For example, PostBank, our customers are the people that come into our to transact with us, to be served by the bank. So if I'm buying something for IT is also not carrying it as IT. It's carrying it so to support the banking calls, or to support the alternative channels that we have, the different digital channels, in that the channels can serve the customers. So it's all like that. We have an evaluation matrix. Procurement is government. Those bids are evaluated depending on there's a criteria, I should say. So there's a level which is for paperwork. So for you to reach the last stage of money, of just the financials and what, there's a paperwork thing. Yeah? Are you competent? Do you have a trading license, or you just have say, me, I can supply you this thing? Then you come, you figure around, bring, right? Like something. So you have to be a competent and an established supplier and a business partner. Trading license, powers of attorney, like so many things. Audited financials. You can't be there when you're just sketchy. Even financial fear, it's off. So from that angle, so you align all the stakeholders, including finance. And this is how we know that this provider, before we come to the cost, has passed these preliminary stages. Then you come to the technical stage. Technical stage, you have actually qualified. Technical, you look at the items, you look at the specifications, the terms of reference as provided for by our business units. For example, if IT is buying laptops, they give you specifications. So if you come into the evaluation, if they say they want say 10th generation computer or 11th generation, and before you bring 8th generation, even if your price is 1 million per PC, as in you cannot proceed, because you're not giving us what we want or what we asked for. That's how it is. So then after all this, then you go to the financial stage. I think the complaints about procurement have dropped by, I think, 50 to 60%, the complaints. Because before, procurement was seen as more of a dictator. All you do, you as a business unit, bring your requisition. Then, yes, so we shall tell you, we shall call you when we are ready. Yes, or when you are ready to look at who we are going to bring. But now our process kind of, it's technical, just like another profession. It's technical, it's technical stages and not right. So when you look at all those technicalities, for you to have a seamless process of onboarding a supplier or buying items, I have to first enlighten you on how this process is. Not just bringing you on board that now from here, you do it like this. I have to tell you why is it like this, and then we try to proceed. So it's that kind of thing that it's the stakeholder management as anybody does. I think was the stakeholders, the one we support, to understand how this thing runs, and also to appreciate where you're coming from. If you go to the doctor and they tell you, we are going to inject you, the first resilience, but then they'll tell you, no, we're doing this because it's the alternative that we have. Given your thing, I know we have side effects on this medicine. Yes, we know we're going to have the side effects, but if you don't do it like this, we shall face these challenges. So you educate the person, you have a buy-in from them, and then you move together. Procurement is not a one department show. So that has helped us have hit some good milestones when it comes to the stakeholder management and acceptance of what we actually bring on board. So that way, if all parties aligned, there's no way, the chances are minimal that someone would say, no, this supplier, the procurement guys bought it as a supplier. There was that common saying those days. Procurement guys brought their supplier. Yes, the guy is fake, the items are fake. But now if I've brought you on board, I've taken you through why we are doing this and why it is like this. I mean, the truth is, chances are highly unlikely that you'll be disgruntled. So to be now, all of us, now we can figure out a way on how to mitigate that risk, and then how can correct for the good of the institution. Because even as a committee, if I bring you on board as stakeholders, we're not buying it for ourselves. We are buying it to serve a purpose for the bank to serve its customers. If we now say for the banking industry, even other industries, the drill is the same, the concept is the same in procurement all over. Yes, you're serving the ultimate client, but through the internal stakeholders. When you do certain research, when you do certain background checks on a given contractor or supplier, it helps you to safeguard yourself as an institution. So you don't have to first encounter the corruption and then you come and we attempt to look through it. The people don't know what corruption is, they don't know what it is. So you have to embrace a given code of conduct in your business, and now good enough for us in the bank. That is in banking, ethics is very key in banking world over, not just in Uganda. So we are lucky that to some extent as banks, we are very sensitive on certain things because we deal with so much money that's not for the bank, but it's for our customers. So by nature of our environment, it's we have that as a given. Yeah. So also we have to be aware of the given red flags in the industry. Yeah. So if you realize if you monitor certain red flags when doing supply onboarding and like this thing is so good to be true, you're better off becoming sensitive and know what to do. So in a way, we have to look at it in an angle that, for example, if a supplier comes and then you realize all that he wants to do is to have a meeting with given people off-site, not because the institution has no meeting rooms. So those are some of the red flags you see, because all the communications they don't want them maybe share on email, they want them in a given way. So those are some of the things that you feel, those are some of the red flags. You're like, why is this person doing this thing like this? So we need also to encourage whistleblowing. And when you look at the whistleblowing thing, it also helps the institution to be safeguarded when it comes to the corruption tendencies. For example, if you have any challenges as a staff, yes, or as a supplier, not only because it's in and out. Corruption is in and out. It's not only one party or this other party, because both parties are involved. And then so you have to encourage whistleblowing in that as an institution, before it rots, you can be able to have some leads onto the cause of the rotting and everything. Bringing procurement closer at a strategic level, as a strategic partner, as a business partner, also helps institutions to watch over it. Because when a strategic partner, the truth is, your reports reach a given level. There's more interest from the leaders, from board, from management onto this. But before, as others were up there for you, who are there doing whatever they're doing, and there was less watching over them. Yeah, but now that we've been given the transition of the procurement fraternity, being brought at the forefront, we are more strategic. We are partners now. So another thing now, because the different management boards realize that you can't do anything without procurement. Meaning these guys actually are holding so much of our dear lives or our dear companies. Yes, in the corner there. So now when they come up like this, you can ask about anything. So now I think most of the corporate institutions, Uganda and world over, you realize procurement reports are actually discussed at board level. Suppliers now know what is taking place in institutions, because we invite you, all of you, and then we no longer have, those days meeting a supplier was like an abomination. So now you can come and actually consult freely. You can come, sit here, I sit here, you ask, I call whoever, maybe technical guy, IT, whoever, to discuss, like for you to enlighten you on what you have to inquire about. Previously, the culture was kind of, I don't know what to call it, but it was kind of selfish. Sometimes those calculations are helpful for you as a buying entity, but people didn't know that because they had put themselves away from the stakeholders. The supplier is a key stakeholder. One supplier can come and then seek some guidance, and your technical guy says, "Oh, by the way, we hadn't seen this." It's something like that. We hadn't seen this. This is something very, very good. We can adopt it. Then you amend your invitation. When you amend, you inform all suppliers, not only one who has come to you. You do an addendum. So that transparency has helped us to gain more trust from the different stakeholders. Also, another model of transparency is that suppliers get to know, they know their feedback, that you failed, and this is why you failed. Yes, and in case they have any grievances, they can seek for clarification. I thought this was what you guys meant, so I feel what I'd given you meets your requirements. So you're like, no, this is actually what it is. So then they tend to understand. So there's that collaborative relationship which brings also to the transparency. Then also when it comes to the digitization, it also brought about so much transparency that institutions that are having digital procurements, you realize they do what we call the suppliers can be able to see a given tender when it has been uploaded into the digital system. Yeah. And then when that has been seen, they can know when maybe it's expiring, and they can know how many of us submitted. Something like that. So by knowing who is my competitor, so by knowing your competitor, it's in a way it's a good way, because you can in the future, you're like, this guy that time hit me from this side, so now I need to correct myself here. Oh, I know his strengths, so let me work on my strengths. So the transparency has not only built trust with us, also it has helped to build the market. We've come up with better suppliers in the last 10-15 years. We've gotten more suppliers for in Uganda compared before. Like we used to have there's some procurement whereby you couldn't get a local provider. Right now you can approve a procurement requisition when you're offsite. You can approve an LPO. You can sign a contract when you're offsite. You don't have to wait for, say, the managing director, the CEO to be in office physically to sign. And that has driven a lot of efficiency. Because I mean, if we want to put up to support a given branch, and now we're telling them, you see now, the CEO is out of office, there's no way we can, you have to now get a car, go wherever he is. So that's if he's in Uganda. So in case he's out of the country, so for the bank activities, for the company activities, it comes out like you have to wait for him. And then also if they're sitting in person, also has maybe a conference somewhere, maybe they're at Serena for a meeting, they're wherever for a meeting. The truth is, when you look at that, you have to now get this book run to the guy to sign for you. But currently, you just upload the system, sign, tell the supplier, please supply this, and then they bring. So life has become easier with digitized procurement, and we're still in a learning curve. We're still on the journey. It's just getting better. We're not getting back. Before it was a paper would move your paper here. You initiate. After initiating, head of department also approves. Then it goes to finance guy, puts a budget there. After finance, then look for the CEO, or is this guinea. So you look at 1, 2. Okay, for it is because it's initiating. But now 1, 2, 3. So all these guys, you have to be there with a paper like this. But now everything is centralized in the system. You initiate now. When you click on submit, your head of department sees the submission, reviews, says approves, then finance. So finance that adds value in a way. It's value addition, a value addition stage that you're not just pushing it because there's money in the budget, but we look at where are we as a bank, as an institution, do we need to spend this money on this thing? So if you have certain questions, you engage, finance engages the head of department, and tells them, whereas you have this request and we need to align on certain things obviously, then they have a communication data. If they agree to proceed, they proceed. If not agree, they align properly, and then that's the stakeholder engagement I was saying. Then I think can be deferred maybe to a later year, or revise the scope, revise the quantities to minimize the cost. So then after finance clearing it, it goes now to the CEO. So that stage, when you look at that efficiency achieved from that, you can even easily track where your document is. Imagine this paper gets lost before on the manual system, or the manual way of doing stuff. There's no way you could easily trace
what point?
Yeah, to what point. You just be there. It's with MDSPF. You go there, it's not anywhere. It's in finance. Finance is not anywhere. It is. Then you realize the boss maybe had gone on leave, and before you thought the boss, okay, maybe the boss was working from home at first. Then before you put the thing on the boss's desk, something like that. After working from home, now he went on leave after working from a session. So if the thing is there, before you think everything is where it was cleared. So, because the boss can tell you, for me, I sent everything that was on my desk before I left. Like, but even this one was part. Like, so you realize you are in the state of tracking is very hard. You can't track your costs easily. You can't. Everything is hard to track. So it has made life easy, and yes, even LPOs and contracts are signed also digitally. So which I like I earlier told you, it has created a lot of efficiency, and we are now effectively supporting our stakeholders. Also, the payments are done in the system. So even tracking a given payment record, payment transaction is very easy. You only need a physical document in case maybe you're in audit or what. But just looking at the details, who did we pay, how much, when did we actually pay that customer, it is very easy to have that tracking. So data is now in one place, so we feel like we are better, we're in a better place, and we're getting better day by day, because every time you face a challenge, you think of innovative ways on how to. Personally, I would advise them to continue growing our building our trust to our stakeholders, because we've worked on this trust journey for quite a long time. There was little trust in procurement, and before I started working actively in procurement management, I thought it was just a local thing. But this thing is international. It's all over. People always have negative perceptions. Procurement, those they are very slow. Their items are what? They take long to come. Then when they come, the things are fake. But like I noticed, it's stakeholder engagement that was the problem. That is the cause actually of the major problem. Because if you're very much aware that to ship a given item takes 3 months, but then there's another party who is not aware that shipping takes 3 months, the other party will complain. For you not to complain. Why? Because I put you down and I told you, you're part of this thing, and this is how it is. Normally items of this nature, to have them at this cost, they take 3 months to be shipped in. So in a way, if you're buying this thing next year, maybe in June, can we begin that process earlier? And then by the time we issue the LPO, we have the 3 months window to avoid panic and everything, something like that. So it's I'll tell them to focus also on that stakeholder engagement. Yeah. Then also another thing would be about integrity, continuous improvement on integrity. We moved a long way to improve our integrity as practitioners of procurement, but we need to improve. You need to continue improving, because you never get tired, because your breaking point may be different. Yeah? For example, people say, if you want to see the true colors of a man, give him money. So the breaking point could be just different. So as people continue growing, you need to continue mentoring them about the integrity element of our profession. It's very key, and it's paramount. I think it's the genesis of most of the things that I've spoken about here. So because now the market is porous, there's nothing much that you can do that will not get known out there. Yes, because as the business needs items to run the business, for you as a person You stand in between, and then you say, the money present for this business says maybe 100 million. And then you tell the supplier, now this thing, we have 100 million, but 100 million, this is what we shall have to. And supplier says, no, we cannot, this 100 million actually is what is enough. Maybe it's 98, 95, that's enough for this scope. So if you sabotage the supplier, whom are you affecting? It is the business. If you think about the business first, the system will just be seamless. Yes, so we need to put our business, our companies first in the middle of everything. Yes, put the company first, put your clients first. The role itself, in a way, it directly supports the business units to support the bank in driving its purpose of fostering prosperity for Ugandans. So how my role fits into that is by ensuring that whatever is being procured serves that purpose in a way. When you're engaging the stakeholder who's initiating that procurement, you have to align with them. Is it fitting the 2 high impact goals? Something like that. So is it driving sustainable financial inclusion? So if you feel like there's something that you're missing to understand, or I feel like, can't this thing wait? Is it really, what? Okay, the focus is, what are we trying to achieve? That's the first question. Is it, okay, then you say, we're achieving this. Then, does this fit into our purpose? If it does, how does it fit into our purpose? If it does not, if you say it fits our purpose, but it's for the future, you're like, you know, there are the other things which are needed to serve our purpose now. Can we prioritize how we are procuring them, and then we first begin those ones, and then, because there's always a clear plan. So that's why even when we do a procurement plan, we derive it from the bank's budget, and then the bank's budget is derived from the bank's strategy, which strategy must serve the bank's purpose. So you realize you just have to fit in as procurement, as you're doing whatever you do. Your plan has to be fit again like that. So if you break the chain somewhere as procurement, it means you're failing the bank's purpose. The major key achievements in the procurement role, I should say, we've had savings of about, we've had about 20% savings, and this has been attributed to the, you know, we're a government bank, and we must follow the government procurement procedures, which you call the PPD Act, Capital 205. So we sought for, we have an accreditation that allowed us to ask the suppliers to give us their best and offer prices. Those suppliers whom we've assessed, not just feeling, whom we've assessed and have passed the technical evaluation stage, to give us their best and final offers. It's more of a negotiation. So we've used that accreditation, and it has achieved us great savings. So about, you look at our spend and what we've achieved, it's about 20% into the procurement spend. Yes, so I feel it's I feel that is to the business and also to our financials, it's something very commendable. Also, we've gone closer to our stakeholders. Each year that goes by, we are closer to them. Because it's a learning journey. We are moving from a given culture to another culture. So, like I told earlier, the more we grow, the more mistakes we get, we identify or we are informed about, we move closer. Like we address them, and then we move closer to our stakeholders, and this is something very, very, very significant. Yes, we've also achieved the procurement. We've achieved the key procurements of the bank. We've set up some branches, and they should have been done. We've delivered to whatever to the key things, to the key parameters that business need to achieve. So generally, we've supported the business and we have minimal complaints.